We have reason to believe the Clippers are only going to get a slap on the wrist for keeping Kawhi Leonard. Tommy Edmund returneth. Now, did that lead to Michael Conforto getting banished? Not exactly. And the Rams have underreported the number of injured offensive linemen. Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos morning report. So it is September 11th, 2025. Welcome back. I am still stuck in mini scrotum for work. Do you want to know how goofy this place actually is? This is the home of a congressman who, on September 11th, said some people did something. You know, you can say whatever you like about California politics, but at least we're not here spitting on the graves of our countrymen. Thanks, Congresswoman. Well done. Meanwhile, if you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. By all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a quick look at the scoreboard. Dodgers 9, Colorado 0. The Dodgers have a 3-game lead in the West now, and the magic number down to 14. Meanwhile, today, Las Vegas is at the Sparks at 7. It is the season finale for the Sparks. After tonight, no more Sparks talk for 2025, and I think we all deserve that break, don't you think? Meanwhile, what do you say we get to the news? Because we do have something that's breaking. While we all slept, the former ESPN reporter turned podcaster who broke the original story about the Clippers allegedly doing an end run around the salary cap to keep Kawhi Leonard, they struck again. Pablo Torre is reporting that in 2022, Clippers minority owner Dennis Wong invested $2 million in aspiration, which then turned around and paid Leonard $1.75 million. Aspiration, as has been reported, was this goofy-sounding financier for environmental causes, which supposedly hired Leonard as endorser, paid him up to $28 million, and then Leonard never actually had to endorse. The allegations are that this was a scheme to launder money to Leonard so that he could get paid more than what the NBA salary cap allowed. And that sounds fishy. Oh, it sounds really fishy. But if you're a Clippers fan, yesterday might have been the best day ever. The best day since those reports about Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers, and aspiration broke out. You see, yesterday, the malnourished Bond villain that runs the NBA gave mixed messages about what he can do into this investigation. There was tough talk. Oh, yes, very, very tough talk from a guy who looks like he hides from fistfights by hiding in a box of Q-tips. Adam Silver told the scribes, quote, "My powers are very broad. I have a full range of financial penalties, draft picks, suspensions, etc." Unquote. But just when you think our pasty Chi-Com loving commish found his privates, he added that we should be patient with the investigation because, quote, "the public at times reaches conclusions that later turn out to be completely false," unquote. Basically, he started dancing like an inflatable man outside of a used car lot because he knows he's investigating one of the richest men in the world. He knows that former Mavericks owner Mark Cuban said, don't do anything to this guy. He knows current Milwaukee Bucks owners are like, yeah, don't do anything to Steve Ballmer. Rich men, powerful rich men are basically dropping not so subtle hints telling Silver to back off, which means they're probably breaking the rules too, allegedly. But we don't know that. They're just, why else would they be saying, hey, back off the guy, right? He knows that he's investigating one of the richest men of the world. Because it's one thing to force a slumlord racist like Donald Sterling out of Clippers ownership. But Steve Ballmer is a guy who could cut a check for a state-of-the-art arena in Inglewood without losing any of his hair over it. Not that Ballmer is particularly concerned about hair loss at this point in his life. You might also recall in yesterday's episode of Faithful Angelenos that we wondered if circumstantial evidence is enough to convict. Where is the smoking gun? The circumstantial evidence is quite damning, but where is the smoking gun? There were reports that Leonard's uncle pressed both the Lakers and the Raptors for 8-figure no-show endorsement deals. Those teams passed. And suddenly, Leonard has a deal with a company, Aspiration, and yet doesn't have to endorse said company. Doesn't that smell a wee bit fishy? But Silver then followed and said the reason why Clippers fans should be happy as hell. He said the burden is on the league to find hard evidence. Not necessarily circumstantial evidence, hard evidence. That he would be, quote, reluctant to act, unquote, on the appearance of impropriety. So yeah, he's trying to give the Clippers an off-ramp. There's no doubt in my mind about it. Now, as for what could be the consequences of an investigation, The Athletic posited a theory that the wording in the collective bargaining agreement with the NBA may hold the key, once again, to Ballmer, Leonard, and the Clippers getting off with the slightest tap on the wrist. Article 8 in the collective bargaining agreement defines what is salary cap circumvention. And it turns out that Silver does not get to make any punishment decision on his own. A third-party arbitrator can give Silver the go-ahead to make punishments happen. If the arbitrator rules that the Clippers are in violation, then yes, Silver can levy a punishment. The Athletic, though, doesn't believe a case based on circumstantial evidence is enough to sway the arbitrator based on the wording in Article 8 of the CBA. So, are you starting to get the idea here? Multiple off-ramps being out there for Ballmer and the Clippers and the NBA to take to where they can sit there and go, yeah, Kawhi gets an extra $28 million. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Meanwhile, over across town, the Lakers are finding it very refreshing that for once they're not embroiled in ridiculous drama. Said a source to the website Lakers Daily, a Lakers team source to the website, quote, "We wanted him in 2019, but we count our blessings all the time he's not here. He's been such a headache for the Clippers. I actually feel bad for them sometimes," unquote. This is from a franchise with LeBron James. That's happiness? You wake up thanking your walking upright God every day that you don't have Kawhi Leonard? That's something I didn't expect to think about. So yeah, lots to talk about if you're a Clippers fan. You probably should be pretty happy. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments thread. Meanwhile, with the Dodgers, Tommy Edmund, fresh off the injured list, started in center field Wednesday, and that set off the chain reaction we had all anticipated for about a month. Andy Pages shifted to left field, Teoscar Hernandez, for better or worse, stays in right, and Michael Conforto was escorted to the bench. And lo and behold, the Dodgers scored 9 runs. Now, if you're thinking, did Dave Roberts do the right thing and pour super glue all over Conforto's ass so he never leaves the bench? You'd be wrong. Edmund will be in center when the Dodgers face left-handed starters. Conforto will return to the lineup when the Dodgers face righties, because we Dodger fans, we can't have good things. We just can't. No, the Dodger front office is looking for ways to make sure that we don't have enough good things. Roberts says that he is considering flipping Pages and Hernandez left to right, but he's going to wait a few days to see how the defense looks. Moreover, Roki Sasaki and his 100-mile-an-hour fastball might go to the bullpen when he returns to the majors Sasaki is expected to chit-chat with the Dodger brass this week about the next step. Dude's already made 5 starts in the Midwest manure pit. I don't think he has anything else to prove. And recently reacquired pitcher Andrew Heaney has destroyed in his Oklahoma City debut. He retired 9 of 10 batters with 8 strikeouts. So he might be a surprise addition to the postseason roster. A lot of Dodger stuff to discuss. You know, the Rams do a lot of things right. I was enthralled yesterday, just mesmerized. ESPN did a breakdown of a wrinkle that Sean McVay added to the offense to exploit Houston's cornerbacks and linebackers. Highly intelligent stuff for ESPN, I must say. Highly intelligent stuff from the Rams. Except for when it comes to adding and subtracting whole numbers. We thought the Rams had 2 injured offensive linemen. 2 offensive linemen with ankles that are jacked up. Wrong, it's 3. Right tackle Rob Havenstein did not practice Wednesday, along with both starting guards Steve Avila and Kevin Dotson. McVay did not say any of the 3 would miss week 2 against Tennessee, possibly because he was concerned that the number's actually 4 or 5, I don't know. We already know that Bo Limmer and Justin Dedich could fill in and guard. There are as many as 3 guys who could step in for Havenstein. Now, the scribes are going to frame this as some catastrophic development for Matthew Stafford and his oh-so-brittle spine. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. The Titans are terrible. This is not going to matter that much. I'd be very surprised if Matthew Stafford got hurt by the Tennessee Titans that much to where he faces any downtime. Stafford was sacked 3 times to a team with a pass rush. That would be Houston. The Titans had 1 sack last week, and they're probably going to get the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft again. Lose 0 sleep over the Rams' offensive line for this weekend. The Chargers have cut wide receiver Jalen Reagor. The former 2020 first-round draft pick reached an injury settlement on his way out the door. Meanwhile, in today's edition of Dogpile on UCLA, I want to give you this schizophrenic bag of hot turd takes from ESPN, the website. On the plus side, their writers do not think Deshaun Foster is on the hot seat yet. They do think that the September 27th game against Northwestern is a losing coach gets thrown on the griddle bowl. Team that loses, it's either going to be Foster or the Wildcats' David Braun. And by the way, that's not such a bad idea to have from ESPN, because you believe that the Bruins should beat New Mexico this week. They beat Northwestern, they're 2-2. And this terrible start tends to be in the rearview mirror. But on the minus side, when your team loses like UCLA, another ESPN writer with an extremely bad sense of humor has a bottom 10 ranking. These things that this guy writes don't even qualify as dad jokes. They're so bad. And the scribe who comes up with the bottom 10, he brushes up these puns from a joke book. And I'm fundamentally against book burning, but this joke book, feel free to throw it on the bonfire. He calls them the UCLA boo-ins. Get it? You're upset. You boo. They're the boo-ins. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah. Do us all a favor and chuck that crap into the fireplace along with whatever is left of Chris Berman's puns. Boy, those 1980s song references whenever he does baseball, that's fresh. Anyway, you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me if you're a Clipper fan. How happy are you that Adam Silver is talking tough but hinting at being Charmin soft? For that matter, Dodgers getting healthier and a bigger lead in the NL West. Are you happy about that? And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos, We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Keon Corte El Queso production. Take care.